Hello and welcome to my presentation on question 2 of my CCR script, which is how does your product engage with audiences and how would it be distributed as real media text? My magazine would be printed and sold through retailers such as WH Smith's and Waterstones, as well as being available as an online subscription which can be accessed through the Aurora website or app. The magazine, having its own website, would give the readers the ability to view covers of the past magazines with the option to pay and read them online, as well as this featuring news stories about celebrities and events that would appeal to my reader, such as activism events happening globally. Though I am aware that activism can be viewed as a niche topic with a niche audience when it comes to magazines, I believe that activism and the promotion of women's rights, global events and campaigns are trending more and more and coming more into the light of media on a more frequent basis. I also believe that my target demographic and its active readers have a genuine interest in supporting and researching global events to understand current world issues, proven by statistics that those aged 18 to 29 are most likely to have an interest in activism topics and world affairs. However, for my more passive reading audience who would rather read about standardly discussed topics in fashion magazines, such as luxury fashion items, beauty and health stories, as well as celebrity news, Aurora would also cover these, making sure that the magazine is as inclusive and appealing as possible to the target audience. Another way that I would spread my magazine to an audience is through social media. I would use platforms such as Instagram, YouTube, Twitter and Facebook to spread the news stories and promote my magazine. The use of social media is highly crucial in my magazine's promotion, following the trends of how Aurora's target audience finds out information. For platforms such as Instagram, 68% of Instagram users are female and 90% of those users are under the age of 35. This therefore would be a highly effective and low-cost method of promoting the magazine. As well as this, Aurora would have an app. This app would have easy access to news stories, sending notifications to a user's phone or device for any fashion or activism-based news stories. As well as this, you can purchase a subscription to the online magazine and read it from your device, whichever the app is downloaded on. It would work in a similar way to the website, however would include the ability to send users notifications and would be easier to access. The house style of my magazine is very similar to that of Vogue and follows the codes and conventions of the industry. I wanted to have an elegant look created by a minimal colour palette, which can be achieved by taking colours from the background and the model's outfit and implementing them onto the text, such as the masthead and cell lines. The models who would feature in my magazine would be women who have some sort of celebrity or media presence, either models, actresses, singers, influencers or activists, to appeal to my target demographic. My masthead would be in the same font, which is called D-Dot, in the same place on every Aurora magazine, recognisable to the public. However, the colour would vary depending on the colours featured on the page. The cell lines are spread across the page not to be overwhelming while expressing the information that the target audience would want to read about, grabbing their attention when they see it on the shelf. And one cell line including the article about the model on the front of the page. The digital version of this magazine, however, will be a much more simplistic, only having the picture of the model and the masthead. Advertising would be done through social media. This would be the most cost-effective way, as promotional methods such as Instagram, Twitter and YouTube are free. Other ways to attract Aurora's target audience would be having well-known celebrities on the cover of the magazine. This would attract as many possible readers to pick up the magazine and read it for the celebrity on the front page. My magazine would try to avoid Laura Mulvey's male gaze theory, as the magazine's target demographic is women. The male gaze theory can be demeaning and objectifying to women, which I feel is morally incorrect and should not be the aim of any magazine, specifically not mine. I would instead like to apply the Bandura media effects theory to my magazine, where people are influenced by what they read in the media. In this case, I would like to use my activism columns to be used to make a difference and influence my active reading audience into making a change in the world, and if actively not doing so, supporting those who do however they can. Another way that my magazine could produce a profit of sorts once sold is the advertisement space within the magazine itself. Large magazines such as Vogue have pages and pages dedicated to advertisements of different fashion or luxury brands. I too would like to include this idea into my magazine, however charging companies a lot less than Vogue, as I feel on many occasions their advertising rates are overpriced. And my magazine does not yet have such a notable appearance among other magazines, like Vogue, as I am starting from scratch, which must be taken into consideration when many magazines that are popular now, such as Vogue and Cosmopolitan, have been around since the late 1800s. Therefore, I would need to work my magazine up in its ranks to gain such a large level of attraction from these high-end and luxury brands. I, however, would not like to include too many brand advertisements, as although this may be profitable to Aurora, it can take away the magazine's value of having a mix of activism and fashion, health and art, not just high-end luxury products which may seem a bit out of place. Thank you for watching my presentation on question 2 of my CCRs, how does your product engage with audiences and how would it like to be distributed as real media text? If you'd like to listen to my next CCR, it is a podcast which you can find on my website. Thank you.